It's Timea. You might know me from Instagram as Noodle Fam, and if you don't know me, then hello. Here to talk about Brazilian Rainbow Boas today. Unfortunately, the first time that I recorded this whole video, didn't realize that the audio was actually super messed up, so the audio might be a little bit weird in this one, but we'll know how to fix that for the future. So this here is Tiger, my Brazilian Rainbow Boa. I've had Tiger a little bit over a year, so she's just a yearling. She initially I thought was a he, so now she is actually turns out a she, so I might refer to her as he or she in this video, just bear with me. So overall, I've had a wonderful experience with Brazilian Rainbow Boas. Most people say that Brazilian Rainbow Boas aren't a starter snake. I beg to differ in my opinion. Maybe not as your very first snake, but as a second snake, I would say by all means go for it. I actually got Tiger 1 month after I got my very first snake, who was a normal ball python, so not even a morph. And I've had a wonderful experience with her so far. She is still happy and healthy till this day. So I feel that people make them out to be harder to keep than they actually are. Their humidity sure is a challenge, but it definitely is easy as long as you choose certain things to do with your husbandry ways, which I will show you today what I do. What I do isn't the only correct way with reptile keeping. There is multiple correct ways that you can do. That's something to keep in mind. So what you do might differ from what I do. I'm just showing you what works for me. So we can go ahead and get started. You might be here today wondering, what kind of care that it entails for keeping a Brazilian Rainbow Boa, or you just want to get to know me and Tiger better, or you might have ended up here on an accident, but whatever brings you here, hello, welcome. So Brazilian Rainbow Boas are known for their beautiful iridescence on top of their already gorgeous patterning. Tiger here is a little over 1 year old, so just a little yearling. She was about 22 grams when I first got her. She has grown a lot, so initially she would only fit onto one of my fingers. Hey, what's up? Definitely fitting onto multiple fingers. She's gonna get bigger with age. For Brazilian Rainbow Boas, females actually, like ball pythons, they tend to grow to be bigger than the males, so we're a little excited about that. One of the things that people say make Brazilian Rainbow Boas not a starter snake would be the high humidity that they require. In my opinion, this isn't something that's that hard to make happen for them, given that you have a proper setup, like using specific substrate that is going to retain that moisture. As well as for me, I keep Tiger in a tub, so tub is going to do things, big things, all the things. Tub got you. Okay, so I keep Tiger in a tub where I find that it is easier to keep that humidity in that they do require. So in summary, I feel that as long as you prepare yourself for success with them, do your research, know what they need, they're not a hard snake to keep. They do get a little bit nippy when they are hatchlings, so if you decide to get one as they're small, with consistent handling, and practicing interacting with them, you'll better be able to know when you should, leave your boa alone, or you're good to handle, and just get them used to the fact that you're not going to hurt them. Alright, so first things first, at least for me when I consider getting a new snake, is what size are they going to be when they're adults? That's something you definitely need to plan for. You shouldn't take on an animal if you don't have the space that you need to be able to house it once it's an adult. They're not going to stay babies forever. Rainbow Boas, they tend to get to about 5 to 7 feet, with females being a little bit larger than males. Temperatures would need to be between 80 to 85 degrees during the daytime. You can lower the temperatures once it's nighttime to about 75 to 80 degrees. For my basking temperature, because I provide, I have to pick a different word. The basking temperature I have for Tiger is at a steady 85 degrees. I found that this works. Moving on from temperature, next requirement would be humidity. So they say that you can keep your Brazilian Rainbow Boa between 75 to 90% humid. and that they'll be happy. I have personally chose to keep Tiger at a steady 80% since she was a hatchling up until keeping her a little bit over a yearling today. So we're still at 80%. Her sheds have been perfect every single time, minus this one time, but again, aside from that, she nearly always gives me a beautiful shed. So I know she's happy with that humidity in there. And some ways you can help yourself to maintain that humidity would be by picking a good substrate. I used to use Forest Floor by ZooMed, but now I use the Exoterra Cocoa Husk. That one with the cocoa husk is good because it really retains the moisture. It also doesn't mold. Some other things that you can do to maintain that humidity would be put in some sphagnum moss, put in a humid hide, give them a water bowl that's large enough for them to soak in, so they can enjoy the benefit of being able to get in the water, as well as, again, it's going to make keeping your humidity overall in the tub easier to keep up. I think I just said that. Lastly, you can do misting. In the area that I live in, I find that misting Tiger's tub about every other day to 2 days is just fine. Humidity, temperatures, this is all something that keeps your snake not only happy, but it is essential for them to thrive and live. If you don't take it seriously, that you need to give them what they need, don't take on an animal. So for a feeding schedule, what I have always done with Tiger is to feed every 7 days. With Brazilian Rainbow Boas, they can easily become obese, so I offer a prey item that is as wide as the widest part of her body, and then again every 7 days. Overfeeding your snakes is actually really bad for them, so it is more ideal that you just stay on a good schedule. One thing that I wish I knew when I first got Tiger was that they do eat better at night. They are a nocturnal species, so if you're feeding, I suggest doing it at nighttime. Another specific thing that I've had to do with Tiger, and really no other species that I keep, is that I have to either dim the lighting or have it completely off. Tiger does seem to eat just fine if I do dim it. The few times that Tiger hasn't taken the food that I've offered, which by the way is frozen, I have left it in her enclosure overnight and she has taken that 100% of the time. She has never not eaten for me. If you ever find that your snake isn't eating, then double check your husbandry, but if you know that your stuff is on point as it should be, then I would suggest taking your snake to a vet. They are known to be good eaters. That's one of the things that I like about them. They're consistent. Never, ever, ever, ever leave in live prey overnight. I don't care. Injuries happen. Accidents happen. It is crucial you do not do that. And then you've gotten everything ready for your snake, so now you can go ahead and bring one home. And some last minute tips I wanted to give you before purchasing your Brazilian Rainbow Boa is that do your research on the breeder, know who you are getting it from. I personally had a very sad experience with a mass breeder who sold me my first Brazilian Rainbow Boa. Unfortunately, the boa didn't even make it to my house alive, and then getting a refund was a hassle. Again, just make sure you know who you're buying from. Make sure that people say good things about them. Sometimes care is on the lower end of priorities for mass breeders, whereas the smaller, responsible breeders do make sure that every single one of their animals is healthy before they send them off. The other benefit from buying from a smaller breeder would be that they have more so of a chance to handle the snake when it is a hatchling, which usually results in better temperament. Not always the case, but again, a better chance. And lastly, make sure you enjoy your new little boa. Hello, Tiger. And if you like today's content, make sure you press the subscribe button, press the like button. You can also follow me on my Instagram if you don't already, which is NoodleFam. It is with 4 O's. I do want to give a little shout out to certain people that have made the reptile community something amazing to me. Shakira Noodle, thank you so much. You have become one of my greatest friends. Also, State 48 Exotics Joel, thank you so much for giving me even the idea of doing YouTube. It's not something that I would have ever done on my own. And then last but not least, Josh from Ball Python Kingdom. You inspired me to get started on this way sooner than I would have expected myself to. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.